Hello, everyone, and welcome to our monthly MBH Board chat with our CEO, Callum Laing. I'm your host, Lisa Maynard-Atem. Hello, Callum. How are you?
Hey, Lisa. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I wish it was a bit warmer here, but other than that, I'm doing really, really well, thank you. So I thought we could kick things off by talking about the annual report, because there's some fantastic figures. Revenue's up 94% to 109 million, but I won't give away any more. I'll hand over to you so you can talk about it.
Yeah, so it is. They are good results. We're happy. It was quite a challenging year last year. I mean, it's always weird as an entrepreneur looking back and talking about what was happening last year, because everything that we're working on is what's happening in the future. So, yeah, I mean, Omicron definitely caused a lot of challenges in the business environment in the fourth quarter of last year. So that definitely had an impact on us. But yeah, even with that, the companies did fantastically. And I think we've sort of given ourselves a really solid foundation now for this year. If touch wood, we don't have anything new and unexpected, most of the companies should get back to sort of pre-COVID levels. So I think those numbers will continue to trend in the right direction. And ultimately what we've been doing is just continuing to buy great cash generating, profitable companies. They've had a tough couple of years because of COVID, but it's not so much of a worry for us because we're buying them forever. It's a buy and hold strategy. So the companies that we do acquire with the belief that they'll be good companies for years, hopefully decades still to come. So yeah, I think we've put ourselves in a very strong position for moving forward this year.
Yeah, some fantastic results, which is great. So yeah, looking forward to more in the future. The next thing I wanted to talk about was, obviously we had the MBH Principals get together in the Lake District, beautiful Lake District. So I kind of just wanted to get some of, again, an idea or a sense of some of your highlights from the event, other than obviously meeting me.
Everything else paled in insignificance after that. Yeah, look, it was great fun. It's so cool to meet everyone again, and I think yeah, half the people there had never met anyone else in the group previously, or maybe like one or two people, but I certainly hadn't met them because I've been locked up in Singapore for a couple of years. But no, really, really good, and it was a great reminder of why you do these events, because everywhere you looked, people were breaking off into twos and threes and coming up with new business ideas and joint ventures and partnerships and referring business to each other. And yeah, very, very, very exciting. And that's something that the intention was always to do that twice a year. And I think, again, if with a bit of luck, we can now kind of get back into that rhythm of twice a year. And I think the effects of it sort of probably take a year or so to pan out. But I think, like, yeah, there were definite opportunities for businesses to work together, and I think it's probably a couple of new little business ventures that will start between the businesses. So it'll be fun watching those evolve. And the nice thing about our model is that every time we add another company, you're adding another 20 or 30 years of entrepreneurial experience, but their team, their contacts, their experience, their network on the ground. So it really kind of gets exponentially more powerful. And I think it was good for the business owners themselves, because I think, most of them, we're quite a relaxed organization, I think, and in terms of how we come at it very much from understanding the entrepreneurial mindset. And yet for a lot of the business owners, this being the first time that they'd met in person, I think there was kind of a fear that it was going to be quite corporate. and of course it's not, but there's very big expectations on everyone in the group. But I think what happens in that environment is that entrepreneurs are very good, business owners are very good at stepping up and taking ownership and responsibility, and being accountable anyway. Yeah, I think we'll see more people stepping into leadership roles as well, which is great. And yeah, just again excited to see how it unfurls over the next few years.
Yeah, I thought it was really, it was great to meet everyone, because obviously, I think apart from Vicky and Joe Turner, I've only ever met everyone over Zoom online. So it was really nice to kind of meet everyone in person. I think there was a really kind of positive energy amongst the principals. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one. Next up, which is becoming a regular theme in our chats, awards, because there has been yet another award won by one of our board members, Victoria Sylvester, has recently won Transformational Leader in West Midlands Leadership Awards. Honestly, I'm running out of cards now to write all of these awards on. It's just fantastic. Every month when we do these, somebody else has achieved something or somebody else has won something. It's such a fantastic thing.
Yeah, no, and look, I think we'll see more of that coming. I think quite a few of the other companies that I was talking to had all sorts of stuff that we weren't necessarily even aware of.
Yeah.
So things that they were doing, awards that they had won, qualifications that they'd got, or support that they were giving in the community that we weren't even aware of. So as we highlight those things, or as we hear about those things, we'll try and highlight them to a wider audience, because it's very cool.
Yeah, we might get to a stage, Callum, where we have to do these more often, because there's that many. So we might have to start doing one of these.
Good problem to have.
Very good problem to have. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the construction vertical, because GS Contracts have recently delivered a really fantastic project, and Deboule have also just won a project. So again, it's another area of MBH where principals and their businesses are really just excelling. So kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, look, construction was at one point it was 75% of all of our revenue when we sort of in the first year, and obviously they got hit very hard by COVID, and then I think kind of probably more than any other sector got hit by supply chain issues, employment issues, but they're just hard workers, and I know all of them have been really digging deep and just pulling out all the stops over the last 2 years to be in a position so that when the market bounced back and when they were actually able to get on site, that they were able to do this. And now I think we're starting to see that. So I think this year will be a good year for construction, but I think it's sort of shaping up for next year to be a fantastic year. There does seem to be a huge amount of demand, and I think that the nice thing is that the companies in our group, I think Deboule is like 50 years old. The Geisha, Gill Prime, yeah, they're 20, 30 years old a piece. So they've got a very strong reputation in the industry. And I think some of the smaller, newer construction companies just didn't make it through the last couple of years. And so those companies that are established not only have been able to pick up some quite good talent from some of those businesses that have gone under, but are also winning those contracts. So I think yeah, there's a lot of good stuff happening in the construction sector. So I'm expecting big things from them this year and next.
Yeah, well, looking forward to seeing more from them. And as always, I always ask you this question. In terms of things that are coming up, are there any acquisitions, or is there any exciting news that you can kind of share with us, or kind of tease a little bit maybe?
No, not really. Yeah, I mean, there's still this one very exciting bit of news that I've been promising for months, but as always, these things take far longer than you anticipate. But hopefully this time next month I'll be able to talk all about it. But look, I mean, the nice thing about our business is that there's tons of stuff going on at all times. Each company is doing incredible stuff, and pipelines full of incredible companies that are coming in, and lots of very cool things happening. But unfortunately, until the press release goes out, I can't share much more.
Okay, well, I'll just ask you the same question again next time. Is there anything else that you want to add, obviously in relation to the annual reports and the figures, or anything else you'd like to chat about?
No, I think so. I think the next sort of thing on the calendar for us, we've got the AGM, so we'll be going to shareholders. We'll be requesting to pay another dividend. So we've paid a dividend every year since we've been a public company. The idea behind that is really that by showing that you can consistently pay dividends, you can attract the type of investors that we're looking for, so long-term holders. And I'm definitely from the sort of the communication I'm having with the investors that we're looking for, that's resonating well with them. It is obviously, the age-old question about whether we do share buybacks when the price is this low comes up a lot. And it's a very valid question. It's something that we consider a lot. But as I mentioned, we've got a situation where the companies in the group are all kind of expanding out of COVID, and expansion takes capital. And the last thing we want to do is to be constraining that growth just to buy back shares for a short-term pump in the share price. Whereas I think delivering dividends attracts the right kind of investors in that are in it for the long term, and it's also good for the principals as well. It allows them to take a little bit of cash off the table each year without having to sell down their stock. And as you heard, like, none of them are selling. They're all trying to a lot of them are buying at the moment because they see it as a great opportunity, and a lot of their staff are also buying, which is great to see as well. So hopefully that will get passed, and I don't think there's too much more on the AGM other than that. We've got adding a couple more principals to the board, which I'm looking forward to as part of our kind of leadership development plans within the group. And it's going to be a good month.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So anyway, thank you so much. As always, Callum, it's great to talk to you. So I look forward to our next monthly board catch up. So yes, thank you very much. And thank you to everybody for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and join us next month for our next monthly board chat. Thanks a lot.
Find out more today at mbhcorporation.com.